Hello, and welcome to a segment of the ILST training for Troop 111. In this special segment, we're going to focus on leadership and teamwork, specifically how the EDGE method helps grow teams and leaders. Before we can talk about how leadership helps to build a team, we first need to discuss what is a team. What do we mean by the word team? Team applies to any group of people working together on a common goal. It can be a temporary group that meets once to solve a particular problem, or it can be a permanent group. In scouting, the team could be the Patrol Leaders Council, a group of backpackers, or the entire troop. Just because we call something a team does not mean that the group functions effectively as a team. Some individuals may be pulling in different directions, communicating poorly, or treating each other badly. A high-performing team works well. It energizes and supports all the team members and produces highly effective results. A team working poorly is a source of stress and tension, and productivity suffers as a lack of cooperation. Whether in sports, in the troop, or in life, teamwork is a common factor in all effort and human interactivity. What makes a team of people stronger or different simply than a group of people? A team works towards a common goal. All members work together for a common purpose and also for the betterment or advancement of each member. A high-performing team works well, energizes and supports all the team members, and produces highly effective results. Take a few moments and think about what makes a team. What are some characteristics of effective teams? By definition, teams all share the following characteristics: common purpose, interdependence, appropriate rules, structures, and process, leadership and competence, team climate, performance standards, clarity and understanding of boundaries. In the following slides, we're going to look at each one of these characteristics in detail. Let's start with common purpose. As we've mentioned before, a team is a group of interdependent people who cooperate to achieve exceptional results. They all have a common purpose for which they are all accountable. The goal must be clear to all, and members feel that common purpose. Their personal goals are linked to the team goals, and all around, this creates a win-win relationship. Interdependence is an important characteristic of teams as well, as a team cannot be successful unless all members of the team are truly successful in their individual roles. Think about building with Legos. If one Lego brick fails to do its job and support the structure, what happens? Appropriate rules, structure, and process help people understand the expectations of their roles within the team. They know their jobs, what they're supposed to do, and the boundaries, and they know their value to the team. Decisions are agreed upon and supported, not dictated and overruled. Feedback is timely and useful, and communication channels are open, meaning that if anyone has a question or concern, they are free to voice that to the team and will receive a supportive, constructive answer. No team can be successful without a leadership and without competence within the team members. Members have the necessary technical and interpersonal skills to accomplish their tasks and work together, and there's a leader of the team to pull everyone together and support the team as it needs to be successful. Think back to a time when you were part of a group that didn't feel open, that you didn't feel like you fit into. It could be a school project group, it could be a team, a sports team, it could be any number of social situations. A good team that functions and performs well has an open and collaborative environment. People show respect and trust for one another, and they value the different opinions. There is a genuine interest in gaining agreement. So even if you don't agree with the majority of the team still will want to hear your perspective and understand why you don't agree and consider it against everyone else's opinions. A high-performing team holds itself to high standards and continuously monitors the group and the processes they create for improvement. Say the group goes through a specific process and notices it didn't go as smoothly as they'd hoped. As a group, they'll sit down and examine that process step by step and collaborate on where the breakdowns happened and come up with a way to streamline that process and make it better, smoother, and meet the standards that the team is expecting. Part of this too is that individual team members critique their own performance in a safe and constructive way. Then they take this critique and they compare it to the team standard and see where they can grow individually to support the team in the manner that it needs. The last characteristic of a good, highly functioning team is clarity and understanding of boundaries. With clarity, the team has a very clear understanding of its tasks, what its goal is, and the limits it has for accomplishing that task. And for boundaries, the team understands that this is the goal, this is how we're going to accomplish it, and this is the methods that we're going to use. If you want to color outside these lines, let's discuss it as a team. And a lot of these characteristics develop over time as the team develops. So now we're going to talk about the stages of team development. Team development generally depends on two variables, skill level and enthusiasm. The skill level of a team tends to start low and increases as the team grows together and gets working better together as a team. Think of it like a machine, that once that machine gets well oiled, the machine works better. That's your skill level increasing. The second variable is enthusiasm, and enthusiasm usually starts out high. Everyone is so excited to be part of this team, but then it takes a sudden dip as the team development actually starts and people start trying to collaborate on ideas and personalities start to clash. As the team members explore their differences and align their expectations with reality, the team begins to achieve results and enthusiasm begins to rise again. Ultimately, both enthusiasm and skill level are high as the team becomes a high-performing team. Typically, there are 4 stages of team development: forming, storming, norming, and performing. And each team goes through these stages as they start to meld together. In the forming stage, the team is just starting out, and this is when we see that the skills are low, but the enthusiasm is high. In the storming stage, the team members individually start to get discouraged. Again, those personalities are clashing. They're starting to butt heads. They don't feel they're being heard and respected. So both the skills and the enthusiasm are low as the team starts to grind its way through this. Eventually, the team hits the norming stage. The norming stage is when they figure out what keys they need to work together. They start making progress towards their goals. They start collaborating. They start pulling in the same direction. Here, the skills and the enthusiasm are rising again. And finally, the last stage is the performing stage. At this stage, the team is pulled together. It's cohesive and it's finding success, and its skills and enthusiasm are high. In Scouting, these 4 stages of group development correlate with what's known as the EDGE method. The EDGE method is a thought process behind how Scouting America teaches various skills. In this section, we're going to go over how the EDGE method helps in leadership, and it's known as the leading edge in leadership. How can a leader help the team? Now, we know what stages we as individuals go through, and we see that they're similar to the stages that teams will go through as they come together. What can a leader do to help the team or individual team members through these stages. The leading edge enables a leader to help team members learn and grow as they strive towards a goal. The 4 stages of team development are the same as the teaching edge the Scouts already use, which are explain, demonstrate, guide, and enable. This may sound familiar to all of you in Troop 111. After all, Troop 111 stands for See One, Do One, Teach One. The EDGE method is a very similar process where you're explaining and demonstrating, guiding and enabling someone through learning various skills. The first stage in group development was forming, and we can see how this matches up with explaining in the EDGE method. When the team is starting out, the skills are low, but the enthusiasm is high, a leader can use the explain method to assist the team. The same is true for an individual learning a new skill. Often, the best way a leader can help the team through the first stage is by explaining what the group needs to get done and helping every team member get onto the same page. The second method in team development is storming, which in the EDGE method correlates to demonstrating. In the second stage, the team's productivity is still low, but hopefully it's on the rise, and morale can also drop as team members realize what must be done and with whom. This stage is often filled with tension, conflict, and power struggles. As the team starts to come together in the second stage and starts to become discouraged as they understand the needed tasks, the leader can shift into demonstrating, showing the team how to do the needed tasks and where they're headed. Usually a team will get through these early stages quickly. An effective leader can help the team move through more quickly and with less distress. The leader's team building skills can have a significant impact. The third stage in team development is norming, which is guiding in the EDGE method. In this stage, the team is making good progress and there is an upswing of both attitude and accomplishment. Everyone gets moving in the right direction, but sometimes there's still some grumbles and interpersonal challenges among the team members. With skills and enthusiasm on the upswing in this stage, the leader can start shifting into guiding mode, which is more focused on coaching the team and team members in taking charge of the effort. And the last stage in team development is performing, which in EDGE is that last E, enabling. In this stage, the team finds success together. The leader can shift to an enable style, where there's lots of smooth flowing interactions and the team is achieving its goals. It's time to let go and enable the team to function on its own. Make it a smooth transition and help them see their success as a group. Recognizing the various stages enables the leader to use appropriate leadership styles to smooth the progress of a team as it evolves. With a greater understanding of both individual and team development, Scout leaders can apply the best leading edge skills at the right time to help their teams. We can modify how we lead the team based upon the stage of development it is in. Different teams may proceed through different stages at different speeds. A stage can last for a moment or a month. It can be skipped instantaneously forward or backward. A team can go backward if a member quits and or a new member joins, or if it takes on new tasks with which the members are not familiar. Teams don't start as effective, high-performing teams. They grow as they come together as a group. A new team leader changes the dynamics of a pre-existing team, such as when a new group of troop leaders steps in. The new leadership team, as it ramps up, will want to pay close attention to what stages the troop is in. As a leader, learning to effectively include, engage, and use each member of your team is an important skill. Leaders want to look at their team and see how best to involve and use the skills of every person, not just a few friends or the strongest individuals. Leaders also want to understand the needs and goals of individual people and how the members of the team can help each team member achieve their individual goals. In Module 1, we learned that a good leader shows no favorites, and that a team works best when everyone shares tasks. In this module, we have learned that team members are interdependent and that teams succeed when they have a good team climate, which is like good patrol spirit. Now we will learn how to involve the whole team by including each person's talents and abilities and using them fully. In Module 1, we learned good leadership techniques and tips. Now we'll see how the Scout Oath can guide us as leaders by breaking out each phrase of the Scout Oath individually and discussing it together briefly, with a focus on applying it as a leader in the troop. At the end of each phrase, add as a leader or in my leadership position. So now we're going to actually look at each line or section of the Scout Oath and break it down by what it means for our leadership skills. Let's start with on my honor as a leader. By giving your word, you're promising to be guided by the ideals of the Scout Oath. More Scouts will now be watching you, watching how you act and assessing whether you are a man of honor at all times. A Scout leader also steps up and encourages others to do the honorable and right thing. You will find occasions where you see others doing less than honorable things. Set the example as a Scout leader and intervene. I will do my best as a leader. Are you serving as best you can? As a Scout leader, do you cut corners and shirk responsibilities? Or do you stand up, do your best, and lead your team to do its best? Every time? Are you setting the example for your team? Are you encouraging others to serve well too? Try hard to live up to the words of the Scout Oath. Measure your achievements against your own high standards and don't be influenced by peer pressure or what other people do. Do my duty as a leader. You now have new and additional duties as a Scout leader. There will be days or times when you'd prefer to not bother doing these duties. Perhaps you'd rather play a game with the other Scouts or relax and do nothing with the others. The other Scouts will know what kind of leader you are by whether or not you step up and do your duty, even when you'd rather not. To God and my country as a leader. Your family and religious leaders teach you about God and the ways you can serve. You do your duty to God by following the wisdom of those teachings every day and by respecting and defending the rights of others to practice their own beliefs. You do your duty to your country by helping keep the United States a strong and fair nation. We begin by following the laws, like obeying the traffic laws as you learn to drive. When you work to improve your community and your home, you're serving your country. Natural resources are another part of America's heritage worthy of your efforts to understand, protect, and use wisely. And to obey the Scout Law as a leader. 12 points of the Scout Law are guidelines that will help you do the right thing throughout your life. And right now, while you're a Scout leader specifically, the Scouts you are leading will watch whether you are living and acting according to the Scout Law, and whether you are leading your fellow Scouts to do the same. When you obey the Scout Law, other people will respect you for the way you live, and you will respect yourself. Help other people at all times as a leader. There are many people who need you. Are you helping others on your team or in the other patrols? Are you helping the leaders above you, below you? Are you helping the Scoutmaster and Senior Patrol Leader run the troop? Or are you being less than helpful? Is your patrol helping the Senior Patrol Leader, Assistant Senior Patrol Leader, Quartermaster, or adult leaders when there are things that need to get done for the troop? By helping out whenever possible, you're doing your part to improve your troop and your community. Keep myself physically strong as a leader. Take care of your body so it will serve you well for an entire lifetime. Are you in good enough shape to participate and lead? Could you do better? Are you encouraging those in your patrol to participate in activities and to develop nutritious patrol meals on outings? Are you setting the example? Are you eating nutritious foods, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly to build strength and endurance? Do you wear your uniform correctly? Is your uniform shirt buttoned and tucked in at all times? Are you setting the example in uniform? Are you avoiding harmful drugs, alcohol, tobacco, and anything else that can harm your health? Mentally awake as a leader. Are you developing your mind and body? Be curious about everything around you and work hard to make the most of your abilities. Are you learning about your Scout leadership position? Is there more you can learn? Is there more you can try to do in your leadership role? Are you encouraging your team to grow and develop? And morally straight as a leader. Are you an honest and open leader? Are you treating everyone fairly and ensuring that the other Scouts are doing the same? Are you letting others bully or harass some Scouts? Are you letting or leading other Scouts behave poorly? To be a person of strong character, your relationship with others should be open and honest. Respect and defend the rights of all people. Be clean in your speech and actions, and remain faithful in your religious beliefs. The values you practice as a Scout will help you shape a life of virtue and self-reliance. When Scouts are out in the community, each Scout is representing all of Scouting America at that time and place. Each Scout is representing every Scout who's ever joined and helping parents decide, positively or negatively, whether they should encourage their child to join Scouting. Whether in a public campsite, hiking in the woods, at a rest stop, or stopped at a gas station or restaurant, each of us represents all of Scouting to the people who see us. To the public, we are Scouting. So when you're out and about at different activities, think about these following questions. Are we showing the best side of Scouting? Do we act like good Scouts? Are we helpful and friendly? Are others seeing us bullying or being rough with each other? Are we treating nature respectfully, or are we damaging or taking something? Are we treating the property of others with respect? Are we obeying the rules? Are we behaving safely? Are we showing the ethics and values of the Scouting program? As leaders, we can and should ensure that the Scouts around us are showing the best side of Scouting at all times. And this is the end of Module 3, which if you're here for the ILST training, this is your final module. You will need to complete the last of the 3 quizzes by clicking on the link below. If you are here as the special segment for the EDGE method and leadership training, you have completed this training and you can let your senior patrol leader know. Thank you.